Hey everyone, it is late at night and I am Norman. Welcome to the 12th day of my 30 watches in 30 days challenge. Tonight we're going to be looking at a hand-wound chronograph watch. And here's a hint, it's this watch. Absolutely gorgeous. This is the only Seagull watch I've ever seen in person, and I've always been intrigued by the cream dial variants, but when I was seriously considering getting one, I decided to go for the panda dial instead. Go for something a little bit more unique, something you don't see quite so often. And after seeing my brother's Dan Henry with a similar dial, I was kind of hooked on that aesthetic. And I don't regret it at all because this just looks beautiful. It's decently thin for a mechanical chronograph watch, and it feels really solid. And just look at how elegant those lugs are. And these are pretty affordable. They're just a few $100s. And so far, it feels at least that. They kind of hit above their pay grade a bit. The materials are great. You get sapphire here. And the amazing display case back. Absolutely gorgeous. I've done a video showing how the chronograph feature works on this, because when I looked at it and watched it in action, it was so amazing looking, I had to do a video on it. And it was really cool to see that you can use this chronograph without draining your power supply, even more so than just in normal use. Because as you can see, the chronograph wheels are constantly moving, they just aren't engaged. And that dial is something special. It has kind of a very subtle silvery hue to it. So it really isn't a stark white. There's kind of a metallic sheen to it that's just barely noticeable. And look at how well all those indices and stuff are done. The hours are all applied, and then we have a super detailed seconds track there, which is perfect for when you're using the chronograph feature. And the star there is fun. The red pop on that chronograph seconds hand is really cool looking. Same with that little touch of red there also. And you do have a sub-seconds here, so you can see that your watch is actually working. There are some chronographs where you don't have that, and there's no indication that it's actually doing anything. One of the watches I have like that is a quartz chronograph, so when your battery dies, you won't know until you're late for a meeting or a dinner appointment or whatever you end up late to because of it. And look at those hands. You know, I've never noticed just how long those are until now. That hour hand really reaches out there. And the minutes hand goes right up to the edge of the dial there. That's pretty cool. And I love these pushers. Super retro-y vibe to them. So awesome. And mechanical chronographs are so much fun to watch that hand snap back to the top. Boom. This watch is just gorgeous. Alright, so let me take my Satina watch off. As you can tell, just by reviewing these watches, makes me want to wear them. So, I've got this guy on tonight. Let's see what the Seagull is like when it's on your wrist. And here's the Seagull on my 7-inch wrist. This strap is actually the one that it shipped on, which is a rarity for me. Usually the first thing I do is swap out the strap for something different. But this one is really nice quality and looks perfect on this watch. This is a 38mm watch, but it wears like it's a bit smaller. So for people like me who like vintage proportions, this is great. It doesn't look large at all. So cool. And I think that's mainly due to the case shape. When I put it next to my Dan Henry, it makes that watch look huge, even though they're both 38mm. I did a video on that, I believe, because that was one of the craziest things I'd ever seen. Just how different they look in size, even though on paper they're identical. It's so weird that I've kind of gotten into chronographs. I've never really been into them until very recently. Now I've got a few of them. The pushers are a fun element. It's kind of cool seeing those. And being left-handed, I get to look at them a lot because they're right there. Yeah, if you're contemplating a Seagull, I highly recommend them. This is just a beautiful watch. And so far, it's been really solid. It's been running well. Yeah. I recommend them. So there you have it, my brilliant Seagull watch. This watch is so absolutely gorgeous. And they're pretty affordable too. We'll see how it does over time. Hopefully it holds up well. Thanks for watching.